Lads, welcome back to another Monster Hunter Wilds video. Hope you're doing well. Today we are debunking critical element. Yep, honestly, everyone's saying it's bugged, and to be honest with you, I was one of those people until earlier on today. I didn't actually properly test it out. I just assumed because I wasn't seeing damage numbers higher than what I was normally seeing that it just was bugged. I was like, oh, it's not working, because obviously in previous titles it always bloated the values a lot bigger. But today, I'm going to explain to you why it's not bugged and why people are just not using it when they know it's not bugged. And I'm just going to, just try and show you the best way possible with the most fairest possible way and the most quickest way too. So, first things first, the build. We are running just a longsword build with absolutely pretty much bare bones skills here. Just weakness exploit, critical eye, and critical boost. The reason why we're doing this is just so we can get as many critical hits in as frequent because we're going to be only spamming one particular move on this dummy with and without the critical element, and we're going to be critting 5 times with the exact same move just to show you that there is an increase with critical element. And I'm going to explain to you again why you shouldn't really be using it, but there is some instances where it is viable. So let's start off by showing you what move I'm going to be using first. It will be this one. It will be the back slice, the fade, what's called the fade slash, yeah? We're going to crit 5 times, and that is it. Wound hits do not count, and wound crits do not count. We're going to keep doing the same move until we crit 5 times with both, with and without critical element. So let's start. That's not a crit, doesn't count. That's not a crit, it doesn't count. That's a crit, but it hits a wound, so it doesn't count. That does not count as a wound. That's a crit, 76. That's a crit again, 76. That's not a crit. That's a crit, 76. Doesn't count. That's a crit, 76. One more time. Doesn't count. Still doesn't count. Doesn't count. Jesus Christ. Doesn't count. That's a wound crit, doesn't count. That's a wound crit, doesn't count. And there we go, finally, 5th crit, 76. So I've critted 5 times, and I've got the exact same value every single time. So we know the damage is consistent, there's no increase, as you can see. Again, it's the exact same build, but this time we are adding critical element, nothing else, just critical element. And we're going to do the exact same tests with 5 crits, nothing else, same attack, blah, 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 yeah? So the sharpness is also still white, by the way. Not a crit. Crit, 78. So there's a flat increase of 2 damage there. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. It's a wound crit. 78 again. Crit. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Not a crit still. Need 3 more crits, please. Nope, not a crit. For God's sake. That's a crit. 78. 2 more crits. Doesn't count. Does not count. Oh, we're going to be here all day. That's a crit, 78. 1 more crit, please. Doesn't count, it's a wound crit. Doesn't count, it's a wound hit. 78 crit. As you can see, it's a flat increase of 2 damage per critical damage, per crit hit from the critical element. See, in theory, yes, critical element is good because it increases your critical damage when you crit. But the reason why you should not be really using it is because this particular skill I'm going to show you right now, which is by far superior. Bear with me a second. Critical jewel here, critical boost. It literally is so much better, and the flat raw damage you get from critical boost at the moment when you're running weakness exploit and having affinity skills to increase your affinity just does more damage than critical element. So I'm going to show you the exact same thing and the exact same method. I'm going to try and not activate burst. It's still the same weapon, but we're going to crit. 84. Does not count. We're going to do it a couple of times, but you get the point. It's going to be the exact same value, yeah? Doesn't count. That's a wound crit. Doesn't count. Oh, burst is activated now, so it might go a bit higher. But it doesn't. 84 crit. Doesn't count. Let's do 1 more crit just to prove it. That's 1 more. 1 more. Come on. 1 more crit. Come on. To be fair, you can see the damage is already increasing in general with the other attacks as well. Over critical element. Of course, the build's better. There you go, 87. But the build is obviously better than the other one. But as you can see, like critical boost is just generally better than critical element. There is 2 instances where critical element can be viable and is better if you combine it with critical boost in a build such as this. And it only works with Gormagala weapons because it has built-in critical element 3. If you build a weapon around Gormagala and critting, so this build has 20 affinity base and it has a lot of other skills like maximum might and stuff like that here, weakness exploit. This build really does utilize critical element well. This is fine. Um, if I wanted to change this and put critical put something else in there to increase the element, let's say dragon element, it will do even more damage. So this one really does utilize critical element. Another instance is, I haven't got it here because I don't use it, but it's dual blades. If you're running critical element on dual blades, that's completely fine. But again, the critical boost 3, if you are running a crit boost build, it will more than likely still outdo critical element by quite a bit. So I would still recommend not using it. Also, another thing to add, if you've got, let's say, we're running fire for this instance here, yeah? I haven't actually got any fire jewels. I don't know why I haven't got, no, there you go, fire jewels here. If I was to run fire attack here with critical element 1, this jewel is perfect for obviously the fire build. This works well because you're only using 1 level of critical element. It's not obviously better than critical element 3, but you would get a flat increase to DPS because you've got that as a secondary skill. So that's the whole thing around critical element. It is not bugged. Hopefully this makes you understand the skill a bit more better. Again, I've only really learnt this today, and I'm glad I have learned it because now I can tweak my builds to adjust to it. And yeah, that's that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you through to a Rathalos hunt just for the absolute banter of me using this build here. Critical boost 3, critical element 3, and you're going to see how much damage it does. Like, it's a tempered Rathalos. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not the hardest monster, but you're going to see how much damage it does. So, yeah, guys, if you enjoyed that, definitely leave it a like. I really appreciate it. And of course, if you're new, subscribe. But without further ado, guys, I'll see you in the next one.
A tempered monster! Look at the size of that scar!